Hi guys, it's Ray here from City Fan TV. Very late on Tuesday evening, recording this live stream for you. Apologies, I did actually do a video today, but so we've had a few technical problems and the video hasn't come out. So I thought I would do a live stream and chat with you about a bit of football today. A couple of bits of information. One is I've heard some stories about Riyad Mahrez going to PSG. And also about the Euros 2020. Thereof, I'll give you some information about what's happening with the Euros. So, just going to wait to see if I get anybody who wants to come online and have a chat. So, if you want to, I think tomorrow you'll see the video, hopefully, that I did tonight. But if you are interested in a coronavirus COVID-19 update, if you are interested in that, that video will be out hopefully tomorrow, maybe tomorrow morning, before some of the data, some of the facts and figures become outdated, because obviously this is a moving. Now, it's always changing, always updated as more, with numbers of people who have passed away, sadly, number of people who have got the virus around Europe and around the world. So try and do a bit of that. So if you are interested in that, you can watch it hopefully tomorrow morning, and I may do another one tomorrow afternoon. Or usually, what I'm trying to do now is to do those videos about the current pandemic. I'm trying to do those videos after the update from the Prime Minister Boris Johnson and any other scientists that are with him making their quotes. So I'm trying to do it after that, so it can be pretty up to date. There's, I don't see the point in coming out and saying something and then an hour or two later it's been changed, updated, or whatever. So that's just the way it is. Ikram, how are you, mate? I'm very good. Aaron and Sharky Hussein. What a name. I've got to say, Sharky Hussein. That's the best name I've seen for quite a while. Good to have you on board. Hi, Faris, Alex, Crick. Come on, City. Still winning the Champions League this year if given the chance. Absolutely. Guys, I've got to say, if you guys are new to the channel, it would be fantastic if you could subscribe to the channel, because now we'd love to have you on board. Just going to do a bit of housekeeping. I hope you guys are all right. You can, it'd be interesting. I'm curious. What have you guys been up to today? Have you had good days? I'm just, as I said, curious to see what you guys are, what's been happening in your days. You always hear about my day. I don't think there'll be too many of us on at 11:30 in UK time. So I'd like to know what you guys are up to. As I said, what your day is like. Call me nosy if you want, but it's. I just think it's nice to know a bit about you guys as well, rather than it just be about me. It's not just about me. When I started this channel, I said it's our channel. It's not just what I do. That's why I want people to get involved as much as they want, and that's why the quiz. If you're interested in the Manchester City quiz, you don't need to be an expert on Manchester City. I guarantee it's going to be different. It's not going to be as hard and as 100% focused on Man City. I've got people saying I don't know enough. Guys, don't worry about it. Just come on, have fun, because what else are we going to, in this current situation? What else are we going to do? We need to have a bit of fun. A bit of lightness in our lives. It's obviously going to be a tough time. Just going to quickly send this out quickly on Twitter so that a few other people obviously are aware. I want people to be aware that we're doing stuff. I won't tell many, but all right, I've got Bernard. Who can remember Bernard Denig's Twitter handle? I've got to remember that now. There we go. Hopefully that's the right one. I'll just put a couple of other people. I'm not going to do too many. I'll get Blackpool Blu-ray. I'll have to set up this new Twitter account. It forgets who I usually talk about. Anyway, let's get that up and let's see what you guys have got to say for yourselves. I think we're good to go now. Faris, congrats on 1,500. I didn't know I'd hit it yet, but hopefully if Sharky and Alex have clicked on like, then I'll get to 1,500. I was just been watching that to see when it will tick over. Last time I saw it was 1,498. I'm just having a quick look now because I'm all excited to get 1,500 subscribers. We've got lots of how can I call it, quizzes and competitions going on and free prize draws at the moment. 1,498, so almost there. I said when we get to 2,000 subscribers on the Twitter channel, I think the prize was it an Otamendi t-shirt? I hope I've got two because I've offered an Otamendi t-shirt for another competition or a free draw on Twitter. I said when I get to 1,000 subscribers or followers on Twitter, free Otamendi t-shirt. When I get to 3,000 subscribers on Twitter, there's a book illustrated by my friend Leslie Ross. Only 169 hardback copies were available. That's all that was made. Each player from last season got a hardback copy, and so did Khaldoon Al-Mubarak, our chairman. So only 169, and one of those will be given to a lucky person once I hit 3,000 Twitter followers. I'm on just under 300 right now. Let's see what else you guys have got to say. Hi, Brad. Hope you're well, buddy. Lionheart, anyone in isolation? Don't know any. All right, 1,500 on your screen, Forest. Mine said 1,498, but hey, maybe it's rounded it up a little bit. But I'll get there if Lionheart, Sharky, and one or two others give us a follow. If you can subscribe, guys, that would be cool. So hi, Lionheart, and you want to get it up. Everybody else, no, my summer plan room, no Euro 2020. Absolutely. Let's do the Euro 2020 first, and then before we go on to Riyad Mahrez, Euro 2020, it's not happening. It was never going to happen. I said that to you guys. You know, I like to think ahead of the curve, calling stuff usually a few days or weeks before it's happened. City Fan TV, yeah, it's I put my Twitter on. It's City Fan TV 1. There you go. I think that's it. Since I've only just set it up yesterday, so I hope that's it. I hope you can follow that. Rate City Fan TV 1. So that's my Twitter. I'd like to do a bit of it's a bit of factual stuff, a bit of jokey stuff, you know. Let's do the Euros first, and then I'll tell you my joke, and then I'll come on to other stuff. Yeah, Brad, it's a shame about the Madrid game, but we've got to look after ourselves, you know, and that's the situation. Euro 2020, it's not going to happen. They've delayed it to 2021. Away for a shed load of money because basically this is their spike. This is where they get the biggest money every 4 years. That's why they got the Nations League in as well, to give them another source of revenue every other year. Okay, so it's going to cost them a lot, but that's what's going to happen. Champions League, don't know what's going to happen with that. I mean, we had this ridiculous thing. I think was it UEFA or came out today, and someone said they're going to finish the leagues by June. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. Okay. And if we're in lockdown, in France are in lockdown right now. It ain't happening in France. They said they're going to hit the peak in 7 weeks' time. That gets you to middle of May. Ain't happening. Isn't World Cup 2022 played Christmas time? That would mean 2 million. Absolutely. So you'd have in 2021. Absolutely. Is it a year? No, it's 18 months. I think that's right, Ikram. 18 months. Trying to remember. If we've got a tournament in the summer of 2021, and then the winter of 2022, I can't remember, work it all out. No, Brad, there's not going to be any news. The thing is, Brad, I've just finished a podcast, which should come out tomorrow on for Bolt from the Blue. There's no way they can make any decision because we don't know when we're going to be out of these extreme measures. We have no idea when we're going to be out of these extreme measures. So how can you play. I couldn't even think about playing football, basically. We might, be in special measures until June or July. But if the government are saying we're not going to hit the peak in this country for 14 weeks, that's almost 4 months. That gets you to the middle of July. Then you need some time for players. Well, that's the peak. Then you need a couple of more months for it to drop down to an acceptable level. That might get you to middle of September. Then you need a couple of months for the players to get fit, at least 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. That gets you to the middle of November. So we're looking at November, December. And who's to know? We might be in these measures for 6 months. We don't know yet. Okay, so there's no way they can decide on anything. And for me, I've always said, I want to finish the league. I want to finish this season. There'll be too many, there'll be too many clubs who will sue anybody they can if they miss out on being in the Premier League. That's Leeds, West Brom, the teams below them. That's Aston Villa. If you stop it now and Aston Villa relegated, even they got a game in hand, And if Aston Villa are not relegated because they say on average you got enough points, it's not fair on the others because who's to say Aston Villa could have won no more games all season? It's just not fair. Apparently next season they want to potentially. Well, what I said, Lionheart, I said if we end up finishing the season in the summer, then next season all they need to do scrap the Nations League for one, scrap the internationals, scrap the Carabao Cup, scrap the FA Cup. You can squeeze the season into about 6 months. So you could finish the season in 6 months and then go to the Euros. But the thing is, it's heavy football. No one's going to get any rest. Aaron, we can't see football go back to normal. Well, Aaron, that's one thing I said, and I said this last week. And people are thinking, Football League is saying 20. What was it? The 3rd of April. Okay, and I'm saying 12 months. I said this last week. I said we don't know when this is going to get sorted out, and it might be that we just wait 12 months. And that's something else I talked about on the podcast. I've been saying this for a while. Matuidi, second event of coronavirus, could have caught it from Rugani. Who knows, Ikram? Look, it's not going to make that much difference now because there's no football. In all honesty, these guys hopefully are young enough and fit enough to get by. Aaron, Tesco, yeah, it's terrible. I thought because I couldn't get much stuff at Asda, I thought I'll do an online shop with Tesco. No delivery till the 30th of March. That's the first delivery. I think you'd have to pay £6 for the delivery. No delivery till the 30th of March. Absolutely incredible situation. And that's without even looking to see what they had in stock. And I thought, what's the point? But it's not good. The government need to get a handle on it. I went into Asda this morning, 7:30. Certain things I didn't need them, so it didn't make any difference to me. No toilet roll. Okay, a few turned up whilst I was there. People were grabbing what they could, but they're only allowed a limit of one. No toilet roll. No hand sanitizer. No ibuprofen. For the first time in a week or so, I saw some paracetamol, cheap paracetamol. Got a couple of packs of them. There was no hand soap. None of that. A lot of drinks were gone. A lot of cereals, not many cereals on the shelves. They were restocking at 7:30, 7:45 this morning. So there is a run, there is a panic. You can't stop people. And what can you do? Now I'm looking at it and I can't get anything from Tesco online for 2 weeks. So what as any normal person would, if you've been trying to get something for ages, like toilet rolls, and you see loads of toilet rolls one day, you're going to grab as many as you can. It's just not normal. Yeah, Faris, I think there'll be more. It's not going to hopefully make too much difference. Possibly line out. Look, there's lots of different scenarios where they promote 2 teams. Now, the point is, Aaron, if they if they promote 2 teams, then the other 4 teams, or even more, say, well, where was our chance? We'll sue you for lost opportunity. No, Brad, I actually stopped going. I actually need to cancel my gym membership and cancel my BT membership, my BT Sports. I stopped going to the gym. I haven't been to the gym for about 10 days. I haven't done any exercise for 10 days. I'm getting really flabby now because I stopped because of the social contact as well, as much as anything else. When you're boxing with people, when you're fighting in close quarters, then you ask spit will come out and whatever. It's just dangerous as well. Asda not taking new registrations. There you go, Aaron. I've not even tried with Asda. I mean, I've got a delivery coming on Thursday with Asda, but not all the things we want because they didn't have them in stock. Cobby, they just need to null and void the season. Why? You need to give me one reason, Cobby. Doesn't make any sense to give Liverpool the title and relegate the rest. Liverpool fans should understand. Do you know what, Cobby? It will happen. It could quite easily be 12 months before we continue the season. How much do you think it's going to impact the transfer window? Players might not be able to move abroad. The free agents will be stuck. It's a possibility. What might happen, what might generally happen is if this lasts for 12 months, then some players might just stick it out. I mean, look, what's David Silva's option now? If he leaves in the summer, he's got no money coming in. He might not be bothered about the money, but he might not, because he's got his registration might be in limbo. He might not be able to sign with Inter Miami and get any money. Inter Miami certainly don't want to be paying him money when they've got no money coming in. It's a terrible situation, and he might say to City, "Can I stay on for another year?" Absolutely cheaper. In Iceland have done it. I think other stores are doing it as well, where they're giving a golden hour, let's call it. A golden hour, so elderly shoppers can come in and buy some essentials. It's not going to be easy, Aaron, sadly. Well, Lionheart, is it good or bad? Is it good? Because he's still being paid by City. I don't think there'll be a mess with the transfers. Why would Bayern Munich pay £100 million, let's say, for Leroy Sané this summer, when he's not going to play for them? He's not going to play for them till maybe 6 months down the line. They'll just tell him, wait one more year and we'll get you for free. It's going to cause a lot of trouble. Why, Cobby? You've not given me any justification. We might not be out of the current situation for 12 months. So what you're suggesting, Cobby, is if it takes 9 or 10 months, then what you're saying is we don't finish this season. Next season's gone as well, because we've only got 4 or 5 months to play next season. So we end up with 2 seasons gone. Ain't happening. Aaron, teams won't be able to afford to make. Absolutely, people will be scared because remember, you got no money coming in. I use Spurs as an example. Spurs now, okay, they have 62,000 crowds. They could be getting £5 million per home game. £5 million in terms of gate receipts, hospitality, food and drink and sponsorship, okay, and the match programs and stuff. If they've got 5 home games left, I've not checked, it's either 4 or 5. If they've got 5 home games left, they're missing out on £25 million. That's going to hurt you, okay? Absolutely, Lionheart. There's one club, Barnet. I didn't read the story, but apparently Barnet are putting everybody, and they said to the players, you can go. They're going to get rid of all the stuff, or they put them on notice, because they just cannot afford. Lots of clubs are on the breadline. They cannot afford to pay the wages when they've got nothing coming in. Cash flow kills them. Absolutely, you wouldn't get it. And Aaron. United, from what I heard, Aaron, United's value now is lower than what the Glazers paid for them. Wow. Ikram, options. However, I think it's too early to say. Yeah, it's too early to null and void. You know, and the thing is, everybody will want to finish the season whenever they can, for money reasons. For more than anything, for money reasons. I've just told you, if Spurs don't finish the season, they could be losing 20 or 25 million pounds for not finishing the season. Trust me, they want to finish the season. Spurs are outside the Champions League spots right now. They're outside. Finishing the season might get them inside. Trust me, they want to finish the season. Everybody who's losing at West Ham, everybody. I mean, West Ham, Karen Brady, I think they want to stop the season because the way they look at it is, if they continue the season, there's a risk that they get relegated. Okay, there's that risk, and they lose, for argument's sake, 100 million quid. If they stop the season, they miss, let's say, 4 or 5 home games, they lose maybe 15 to 20 million quid. The gamble is to lose 20 million quid as opposed to potentially losing 100 million quid. Absolutely, Aaron, with EFL clubs, Shrewsbury's chairman, I've said it a few times, what's his name, Carswell. Brian Caldwell, the chief executive officer, he said by not having the last 5 league games that they are due to play, they can lose between 200 and 250,000 pounds, and that can, for some clubs, that's going to put them out of the money. Then you've got the Rochdale chairman, what's his name, David Bottomley. He said Rochdale have got 6 games to play. They'll lose about 250 million quid. Rochdale are in a much better situation because they've had I think they've got more money with their owner. Often on and off the pitch, they're a bit more stable. Because if you think in the last 2 seasons, from what I can remember, have they played? Was it Newcastle they beat or Sunderland they beat in the FA Cup or League Cup? I think it was FA Cup. They played Spurs. They played United. So these games are worth hundreds of thousands of pounds to them, and it gets you through bad times like this. Okay, let's talk about the one thing that people might be interested in, and that's Riyad Mahrez. What's happening with Riyad Mahrez? Now, there was some rumours. Now, I'll say up front, I don't believe them. I'm going to slightly break one of my own rules to talk about it because people are asking. But the talk is that Riyad Mahrez is interested to go to PSG, partly because of the situation with Manchester City's Champions League situation. So I'm going to explain it and why I think this is an absolute joke of a story. Riyad's in his 2nd season. He's under contract at City. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, now obviously they're talking about the issue is that City will be banned from the Champions League. Well, that's not going to happen yet. Okay, so that's under appeal. That's the first thing. And he wants to play in the Champions League. Going back to Paris might be great, being in Paris. I don't believe it's Chief Riyad either. The thing is, let's talk about some of these things, okay? Well, I'll tell what you guys say. Tosh says Aaron Booth. Mahrez to PSG. Haha, says Ikram. I don't believe it says Chief Riyad. And Oscar, hi. I hope you're doing well, Oscar. The season won't finish and next season won't start this season at this rate. Are you for crime because we're losing a lot of money? Absolutely, Abdullah Nami. Mahrez, okay. First of all, let's look at this FFP situation. The CAS thing is going ahead, okay? Now, right now, there are no face-to-face hearings at CAS because of the situation. Switzerland's been badly hit. So I think they're in some sort of semi-lockdown. They will do video hearings. But let's be honest, how many people want to do that when you've got your family to worry about and you're in lockdown? Yes, you can still do like we're doing, talking on video, but people, you'd like to think that they were more concerned about their families and everything else than carrying on stuff with CAS. But anyway, CAS won't do any face-to-face till at least the 1st of May, they said, and I think that's got no chance of happening. What I think, obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with football. Yeah? I mean, if we don't have next season, City could say, well, we've missed 1 season of Champions League football. I mean, could you believe that? CAS could say we're going to knock it down to 1 year. Riyad's more than 27 line out. It must be 28 or 29 now. The funny thing is, CAS could say we'd knock it down to 1 year. If we don't play football for 1 year, City could have had their ban because of all this. Riyad Mahrez must be the best bat at 29. 20 out of 29. I'd be shocked if I'm wrong here, guys. No way is he 27. No way is he 27. Let's have a look. I have to have a quick look. No way. I just can't accept that he's 27. 29 years old, born on the 21st of February 1991. I was right. 29 because I had a haircut from his barber, his hairdresser. So the first thing is the casting is all in a mess, so that's going to be delayed. That's the first thing. So the second thing is we don't know what's going to happen with the transfers this summer, whether there's going to be any or not, and what's going to happen with players' contracts. We just don't know because it's going to be extended. It's going to be a mess. So we just don't know. So there might not be a Champions League next season. So why is Riyad Mahrez going to leave? And why is he jumping the gun? I don't believe any of it. There's arguments that he wants to get away. He's had private life problems and going to France. I think France would cause him more problems because if he's playing for PSG, he's near his boy, where he grew up, Sarcelles. He's got a lot of mates there. And I just think that can be a distraction. So I don't see anything in it. Let's go back to your comments and see what you guys are saying. Mahrez has to say, yeah, he's been one of our 2 best midfielders or best players this season, him and KDB. Mahrez to PSG says Maliko Mahrez Milan. No chance. No chance. So anyway, I said Oscar. I would say, yeah, I agree, Oscar. You know, look, if we can get him, if PSG said you can have Mbappe for 100 million and Mahrez, I tell you what, I'd drive him there myself. Even if they said 150 in Mahrez, I'd still drive him there myself. Ikram, the thing is, would Mahrez play every week in, week out? Neymar and Mbappe are starting to start presuming they stay. They probably will. And then you have Di Maria. Absolutely, he's got that problem as well. My mate's Tommy, hi, nice to have you on board, but it's 29 years old. Abdallah, I think our case might drop because of that breaking the law. No, it's not going to be dropped. It'll be postponed. That's what's going to happen. Mohammed Mahimda, hi, Mohammed, hope you're well. Yes, he's 29. How on earth have we been punished and PSG haven't? Yeah, look, it's absolutely terrible, Lionheart. The PSG was a massive fiddle on the part of, was it, I forgot who it was now. Was it Leterme, the ex-Belgian Prime Minister? It was a massive fiddle, and he can come and chase me if he wants, if he thinks I'm libeling him or something, because it's a massive fiddle. The way he's done it, it just looks extremely corrupt, the situation. Lots of things look extremely dodgy with that situation. Journalists got nothing. Absolutely, Aaron. That's actually what we've said in my in the podcast that hopefully will be out tomorrow. Journalists got nothing to talk about. They need clicks, they need hits, they need likes, and not likes, but they need hits and clicks and phone-ins, because this is how these guys make their money. Yeah, if the newspapers aren't making money, then what's going to happen to these guys? You understand? So they've got to get the money coming in. They've got to. You can see other people, you know, they'll talk about any old rubbish, the money coming in, because they need the money. You know, and sadly, that's the way it is. That's the way life is. You know, desperate for money. You know, and with no football, you've got Sky losing money, BT losing money, Premier, everybody who's reliant on football as a major source of income, or sports, Sky. And there's no cricket, no football, no rugby. There's now, so everybody's losing money because like people are going to stop subscribing. People are going to stop subscribing, and that's just, once again, that's just the way it is. Now, for instance, I'm just looking. I just pulled this up. You know, I'm not having a go at him. Please don't anybody complain. I'm having a go. Stephen, Esteem Company. Okay, now he's gone full time. He's gone full time. Now, his current video put out 9 hours ago, 1.4K views. There might be a bit more than that, but this is what comes up. This is about his UEFA being postponed. He's got nothing else to talk about. He did a video yesterday on Georgia King Gladze, the brilliance of Georgia, 1.8K views. He did one, Man City in for Lautaro Martinez. It's a load of rubbish, and possibly Mahrez going somewhere. 3,500 views. He did one the day before, the future of the channel, 5,800 views. He did one with his fiance, 3,000 views. It looks like a live stream. He did one 3 days ago about Mahrez going to PSG. He's got 6,000 for that. Okay, he did a breaking news, confirmed Premier League has been postponed. What now? He's got 4,700 views. Funny thing is, I mean, quality doesn't matter because I'd already done mine before that. Look, it was going to come out. I'd already said it's going to be postponed. I'd already predicted it. So his views are quite low compared to what Real Madrid quarantine, 5,000 views. Why Man City was Arsenal postponed? 4,500. Pep versus Arteta showdown. So he's doing videos, but he's not getting the numbers. He's having to put out stuff because there's nothing. I mean, why talk about EURO2020? He's having to put out stuff to get views because this is how he makes his money, and because he's doing something every day. Now, the last proper video he did, okay, I would say was the Man United Man City derby. He got 14,000. Then he did a 5 things we learned. He got 7,500, and then he did a live stream of the Man United game. He got 28, but you know, it's nothing like Mark Goldbridge, who got well over 500,000. And so he was doing okay before that, but now he's struggling. So I don't know what's happening with his channel. I don't watch his videos. I'm not picking at him. I'm just saying this is what happens to people who are relying on football. Yeah, if you're relying on football, you're going to struggle, and it's the same with and you're gonna go off on stories that there's now to talk about. I mean, I'll be honest. Yesterday, the last few days, most of my talk initially was a mix of football and COVID-19 coronavirus. Yesterday, it was pretty much all coronavirus. I did a video tonight, and about probably 2/3 or 3/4 was about the coronavirus COVID-19 situation in this country, because I think it's crucial, and that does have an impact on football. I did talk a little bit about football as well in that video, but that's a situation. Absolutely, Aaron. Just got now to talk about my mate. So I'm sitting at 80 million. I tell you what, I'd jump on that. Rather jump on a half-bod stories. Absolutely, Aaron. Throw the kitchen sink at RB like for Werner into from Skriniar. Well, I'm not even going to look at the things yet. Ayrton Buckley, how are you doing, buddy? Mahrez in his prime 29. If he were to go, it would have to be the summer. But as he's a 1 to 2 years away from declining, well, I would take him up. I would have too, but I'm not sure they can let. If there's any truth, Mahrez can leave. Seriously, says Cobby. Cobby's not impressed. Excuse me, Lionheart. I think people underestimate how many businesses are going to go under. Stuff PR used to go. Well, we had Flight B that went 2 weeks ago. Then you had Laura Ashley was going out of business today. I think the government will end up. What they're trying to do is they're saying to companies, please don't go out of business, or please keep paying your staff for a little bit longer so we can sort out your assistance. Well, each to his own errand. I don't follow him. I don't watch. I got bored a long time ago. I've seen companies just one football spokesman. I can't watch him anymore, sadly. Lovely, but Lionheart. I'm not here. On one hand, I say I'm not here to criticize, but this is what happens when you are chasing the money. As far as I'm concerned, you're putting out some crap, and you're doing it for. But each to his own. You know, I did have a pop at him last year for putting out crap videos because he knew he could get 10,000 views and he knew he'd make some money. That's basically it. You know, crap stories. But Oscar, don't know. Yeah, Oscar, that would, without going over too much old ground, that's what Andy and I had a pop at him for, because he turned down free tickets to go to a game. Rather than do that, he went home to make a video, allegedly to make a few quid. But then again, Oscar, you can ask me, does Andy go to games? Andy doesn't go to many games. You know, away games, no chance. Last season, Andy went to 3 away games in the whole season. I've said it many times. He went to Lyon, and never let me forget about it, that he went to Lyon. Big, you know, spent 500 quid going to Lyon. 500 quid going to Lyon. He went to Everton away, which I scored the ticket for that. And he went to, was it the Carabao Cup final? That was it. That was it. So he paid for the Everton ticket, but I got the guy. I did the deal to, you know, get somebody to give him the Everton ticket. And he only went to that Everton game, Everton City game last season, because he said he was working in Liverpool that day. So, you know, he went to 3 games. And I repeat, I went to loads. That last season, I went to Newport away FA Cup, Swansea away FA Cup. This is off the top of my head. Wolves. Did I go to Wolves away? I can't. Yeah, I went to Wolves away at the start of the season. I went to Burnley away. I went to Leicester City away. I went to the Community Shield. I went to the Carabao Cup, FA Cup semi-final, FA Cup final. There's 9. I went to the Champions League game against Spurs. I went to the league game at Wembley against Spurs. This is off the top of my head. Maybe that was the season before. I can't remember. And there's a dozen there. And there's probably 1 or 2 more that I just can't remember without going and having a look where I went. So I went to at least a dozen away games last season. So you might have spent 500 quid going to Lyon. My games I go to, they're away. They're not free. You know, the tickets might be 30 or, you know, cup finals might be 40 quid. The tickets might be 30 or 40 quid, but you got travel and you got accommodation and everything else. You know, going to places like Southampton, you don't come back the same night. You know, you got to stay over. This season, I went to a lot of games early on, but life has, you know, changed and can't go to as many. But that's it. So, you know, for what we had a pop at him for, Andy's exactly the same. Andy doesn't go to get in many games. He's been forced to pay for his own tickets, which is great. this season because he was sitting on my tickets. How much does YouTube pay per 1,000 views? I don't know. My mates told me it just depends. It kind of depends on the quality. It's not per 1,000 views. That's a misnomer. It has to be it's the number of people who watch the adverts. So for 1,000 views, I might only get 200 people watching the adverts. I don't know the monetization because my channel is not monetized. But so I don't know how much to pay, and I think it depends on the quality. Without being racist or xenophobic, if you've got 10,000 viewers in Bangladesh who watch your video, you won't get paid the same as 10,000 viewers in England, for instance. Solid Fan Channel, even as thanks, Ayrton Buckley. Hello, I'm trying to do with this channel most of the time is it's generally very serious, but we're trying to be light and have fun and be civil. We get lots of fans from different clubs, and it's genuinely fun. That's why I heard someone said it on here. I'd watch Mark's videos when they get beat, makes his success out of it, just like AFTV, absolutely. And end of the day, people got to pay the bills through. I'm not gonna criticize people, but it just didn't seem right. And as a kid, a 19-year-old kid told me, he said he's making more money off City. He's getting more than he's putting in, basically. Which is, look, you can't complain, but I just say, when you're offered a ticket to a game, if you love the club, you'll be desperate to go. And and it's not just down to finances, because as someone said, you can go on 2 holidays a year, but you can't go to watch your team. You can't pay 30 quid or 40 quid to watch your team play. Each to his own. They do it. Everybody can do it differently, and everybody's entitled to do it differently. But don't go around pretending it's financial reasons, and then I don't want any of that. And don't put crap out that isn't worth putting out. Mohammed Mahimda, if the other club comes with big cash and they want to play, then City should let them go. Absolutely, Oscar. Well, I hope so, Oscar. I'm around almost every home game. Obviously, I got bits and pieces with work. I remember last year I had some work in France and Germany. Can't go to every game because of that. It's just the way it is. And then obviously my looking after the kids. No one else is going to do it. Ikram, what you watch City Fan TV to in the Football Terrace? I have given up with the Football Terrace because I just find it's just it's the same thing. You've got to make your money. You get your money. It's done just to make money, basically. These things and some of the things I just got bored with some of the stuff they talk about, and it is like TalkSport and other places. It's just a drama. It's just controversy. It's just confrontation to get people angry or to come forward and say stuff. City don't need the money. It depends on the CPM and the length of the video. Over 10 minutes will generate more ads on your video. That's it, Momo. Because I think Stephen, even this is when I was watching his videos. When they change the algorithm or something, he was doing like 6-7 minute videos or something, and then his video suddenly became over 10 minutes because he's there primarily to make money. And as I said, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not here criticizing him. I'm just saying he's there primarily to make money, so he does what he needs to do to make money. I'm doing videos of an hour. Yeah, I'm doing videos of 5 minutes sometimes. It makes no difference to me because I'm not in it for the money. Ribs, hope Riyad today has been fantastic. Absolutely, mate. He's been to me, for me, he's been second only to KDB. Absolutely, Mohammed. Yeah. I mean, I'm actually the City store's closed, and I actually placed an order, which is at the City store. So I ain't getting that, and I really wanted it. I find TalkSport do that a lot. Come out with absolutely, and that's true. What has been your favourite away day this season? Wow. I enjoyed West Ham because I had a few days down in London, so I enjoyed the West Ham game. We won 5-0. Did some good videos, really good videos with West Ham Fan TV. I really enjoyed that. All right. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed going to Bournemouth because Bournemouth is a hard ticket to get to. So I enjoyed that. Oxford, yeah, that was a nice trip. That was a hard trip to do, the Oxford one, because I was working in the morning and I only just got here home in time to get the coach, and I couldn't get the coach from where I normally get it. It stops twice. It's 2 stops. I had to get it from this other place, which was on the way, because that's the only way I could get the coach. So that was a good one. Trying to think. Let's see. I'm trying to think which other games I've been to. I went to Leicester. Leicester was all right. Let's have a quick look at the results, and then I can remember which games. Sadly, that's sometimes what it is. I can't remember too many of them. I'm just going to have a look at the results for this season to see which other ones I've been to. So we go. Obviously, the Carabao Cup was nice. Carabao Cup final. I went to the Leicester. I didn't go to Spurs. Couldn't go there. But away games. Couldn't go to Sheffield because it was midweek. The Villa one. I went to Aston Villa when we won 6-1. That was nice, weren't it? That's away from home. I went to as I said, the Oxford one. I went to which other games away from home. We got beat. I certainly weren't enjoying it. It's back in October now. Looking, I went to Palace. That was a nice one as well. The win at Palace. I quite enjoyed that. See, it's not just the grind. The grind was not great, but the trip was good. The weather was nice. That was in early October. Bit of the DJ was putting out some good tunes. I was doing my stuff. That was a good game. That I enjoyed that one as well. Yeah. So Norwich, I went there. We lost 3-2. So I can't say that was a good experience. So I went to a lot of games at the start of the season, and the Community Shield when we beat Liverpool. So there's lots of games. It's hard to pick one, I think. Let's have another look. Ikram, I agree with what you said. The football players, just think I watch it because even though Terry's a United fan, he's very neutral and unbiased when it comes to talking about the top 6. Momo says that's what happened to Blue Moon Rising TV. It was a great channel for City fans with great content, but the company on the channel weren't generating. They shut it down because they weren't making money. That's the truth, and everybody knows that. And Stephen, I know there's 2 of the guys went to work for City, and a couple of guys said, well, they were offered to stay on and make videos, but they weren't going to get paid. And he said, well, I'm not going to do it for free. So, which is fair dues. Angelina cashing a keep. Well, I'd have cashed him ribs. I'd definitely cashed him because he's not going to make. I don't think he's going to make it at City. But then you look at him at RB Leipzig, seems to work. So, but if they're offered 25 million, I think that's why City got him. I think that's why City got him, because they were going to make money on him. Oscar says Leicester away was mine. Fans were on top form after the UEFA announcement. We won 1-0, weren't it? It was a tough old game. Yeah, I like the trip down to Leicester just because it's. What did I do in Leicester? I remember. I was home late again because I was obviously filming after the game. But I don't know where Zinchenko would go. Faris, absolutely, mate. Yeah, what would happen to him? I think he'd move into midfield. Do you think the current situation with the coronavirus possibly Reinhardt, because he was on his, he was. But would Spurs have kept him next season because they're desperate not to sack, because they need to have some consistency? I don't know. Gerald Mulcair, I think there's a typo here. Why didn't unfaithful end all competitions today? Are you talking about UEFA? The thing is, Gerald, everybody wants, from the Premier League, the Championship, and everybody else, and they want of the money that's involved because of sponsorship, because of gate receipts, match day income. As I said earlier on, Spurs, I guess, get about 5 million quid, up to 5 million quid per home game. Now, I don't know the numbers, I haven't seen them, but I'm guessing they got 62,000 crowd, 60,000, whatever. They're getting somewhere in the region of 5 million quid, I reckon, per home game. They don't want to lose that. They don't want to lose that. Other clubs don't want to lose the money. Shrewsbury get about 40,000, 50,000 pounds a home game. Okay, it's not just the gate money. It's you're getting hospitality. You're getting other food and drink. You're getting program sales. It's not program sales themselves because they're not making a lot of money on them, but it's advertising and sponsorship you get inside the program sales. There's all the things that go with match day income. So Shrewsbury are losing 50 grand per game. It's a lot of money. Momo, I don't know why we put Angelino on loan. You could argue that. Well, I don't think, for me, he never had the pace. My favourite artist, Michelangelo, Ikram, Angelino, City, Angelino, anywhere else. Prime Roberto Carlos, absolutely, mate. It's not Mourinho's fault. Set plays, he's got a shocking, but it's up to Mourinho as well to get. Well, he's got to put a spine in them. Faris, I think it would have paid off if Delph didn't leave. He's underrated, in my opinion. Ribs, some City Twitter accounts make me chuckle. They'd say players like they'd like Cheeky to sign like it's FIFA crew. Absolutely, mate. Delph was decent, but injured too much. He was average, Oscar. It was our system. It was our system that made Delph look better than he was. But look, he put his effort in and everything else. It is funny, Ribs, because when people were talking about buying someone to cover for Laporte in January, and I spoke to, and I've said it many times, I spoke to Cheeky when we played, when we lost at Norwich City, and I had a chat with him afterwards. He wouldn't obviously do it on film, but he said, where are we going to get these players? We already had the full complement of non-homegrown. So first of all, we couldn't get a non-homegrown player without leaving somebody else out, which was unlikely. He looked frustrated that people keep asking him that same question. Hi, Spencer Mark. I'm about to leave, actually. This was not meant to be a long video. This was meant to be just 10 or 15 minutes to give you guys an update. And here you go. I'm still here. So Angela says he's a citizen and loves City, but I never see the passion when he's on the pitch. Could well be at Lineheart. It could just be he's not good enough. It could just be he needs time. It's one of those. It's a conundrum. We don't know what the reason is. We just don't know. Guys, I think I'm going to knock it on the head. Knock it on the head tonight. Faris, do you think we should sign a left back or stick with what we have? Look, if we can get someone miles better than what we got, get someone miles better. Alcobi, I don't think they'll sell Otamendi and Stones. I think that's extremely unlikely because for continuity's sake, I think we'll sell one. We might need two centrals, but I think we'll probably just buy one. We'll see. Take a steady. Cheers, Ribs. Hey, guys, I've got to say, I'm not isolated. Well, and I'm going out tomorrow. I've got to go pick up a prescription. Guys, if you're new to the channel, it'd be great if you could subscribe, help us to get past 1,500, and hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. See you around, Blues. Take it easy and look after yourselves and look after